Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Why Team USA playing time, complaints not welcome at Olympics. There isn't an 82-game regular season schedule that allows weeks of feeling a roster out and better understanding the success and combinations and lineups. The 2024 Paris Summer Olympics isn't a 16-win goal like the NBA playoffs. Instead, everything is condensed down to winning 6 games to call yourself a world champion while a gold medal is placed around your neck. Team USA men's basketball is off to a roaring start and standing atop the medal stage, beating their first 2 opponents, Serbia and South Sudan, by a combined 43 points, yet the main talking points after both wins have been about who didn't play as opposed to the ways the Americans have dismantled their competition thus far. It is absurd. Are we that spoiled? Steve Kerr, whether he's coaching the Warriors or Team USA, is going to hunt matches. That is exactly what he did against Serbia and South Sudan, cruising to 2 early victories. Last game, we had a champion and an All-NBA guy not play any minutes, and tonight we had an MVP not play any minutes, Kevin Durant said to reporters Wednesday after Team USA's 103-86 win over South Sudan. They didn't complain. We had guys who stepped up and filled those roles perfectly. Jason Tatum on Sunday, in Team USA's opening blowout against Serbia, wore his white warm-up gear and sat on the bench for all 40 minutes. Joel Embiid on Wednesday was the odd man out, stuck to the bench wearing blue sweats and never revealing his number 11 jersey. Tatum is coming off his first NBA championship, was named to his 3rd straight All-NBA first team this past season and was awarded a record-breaking 5-year, $314 million contract extension by the Boston Celtics exactly 1 month ago. For more than a year, Team USA recruited Embiid to choose them as opposed to playing for France or Cameroon in the Olympics, and boo birds have chirped loudly and aplenty in France whenever he enters the court. Though he was held to only 39 games this past season, the 2 years prior Embiid led the NBA scoring and won the 2022-23 MVP after finishing second for 2 straight years. Welcome to playing for a team whose talent can only be compared to the 1992 Dream Team. The reality also is neither had been great before their 1-game benching, too. In Team USA's 26-point exhibition win against Nikola Jokic and his Serbian teammates, Tatum started and played 21 minutes. The Celtics star scored 4 points, the lowest among starters, and had a team-high 4 turnovers. Against a wing-heavy South Sudan team where Team USA escaped an exhibition win by 1 point, Embiid had a strong box score showing of 14 points and 7 rebounds, but it was clear his style didn't match the speed that Coach Royal Ivey wants to play with. Since the start of exhibitions, Embiid's playing preference as a ball-dominant big hasn't exactly matched Kerr's ball movement philosophy, while Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo have thrived for the most part. I think the NBA is so popular worldwide and the regular season is kind of a soap opera, Kerr said, via The Athletic's Joe Vardon. We understand that, and social media takes over and everything becomes so dramatic. I think we need to give these guys more credit. They're here to win a gold medal. They're pros. They're committed to each other. His awards and accolades don't match those of Tatum and Embiid, but it was Tyrese Haliburton who was first subjected to the bench. One of the only leftovers from Kerr's disappointing 2023 FIBA World Cup team, Haliburton's exhibition game minutes dwindled from 20 to 18, 14, 7 and then 0 in their final games prior to Paris. Golden State Warriors, Brandon Podziemski admits drastic basketball decision. Golden State Warriors guard Brandon Podziemski was not all about basketball growing up. His dad wanted him to be a baseball player, but he eventually decided to settle with basketball, a choice that he definitely isn't regretting, given how things turned out for him. During a recent appearance on the Dinner Table podcast, Podziemski shared how he revealed to his dad that it was basketball over baseball for him, hat tip Jordan Elliott of NBC Sports Bay Area. My mom, she's kind of go with the flow. So, whatever I want to do, she's like, yeah, that's fine. But my dad was so big on me making it in baseball, playing. It's something that he couldn't make it in, so he wanted me to make it in. It was a hard conversation. I remember we were driving back from a tournament in Nashville, and I just told him in the car, I don't think I want to play baseball anymore. I think basketball is something I love to do now, and this is just where I want to stop. In college, Podziemski played a year for the Illinois Fighting Illini before transferring to the Santa Clara Broncos for his sophomore year. With the Broncos, Podziemski blossomed into a star, as he averaged 19.9 points on 48.3% shooting from the field and 43.8% shooting from deep, while contributing 8.8 rebounds and 3.7 assists per outing. The Warriors took notice of Podziemski and selected him 19th overall in the first round of the 2023 NBA Draft. He made his mark in the pros right away, as he averaged 9.2 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 74 games in his first year with Golden State, while also finishing 5th in the Rookie of the Year award voting. Warriors offseason edition named most likely to be unsuccessful. The Golden State Warriors lost Klay Thompson in the offseason in a sign-and trade with the Dallas Mavericks, but attempted to replace him in multiple ways. They added Buddy Hield, DeAnthony Melton, and Kyle Anderson. Hield and Melton, two above-average three-point shooters, could potentially bring the same skill set as Thompson, even if it's at a different level. As for Anderson, he's a point forward who can run an offensive unit. However, Kelly Iko of The Athletic is uncertain about the fit, naming him the most likely player to fizzle or be unsuccessful. I'm not entirely sure what Golden State's direction is. I'm a fan of adding Buddy Hield and a healthy DeAnthony Melton, but I don't think Kyle Anderson is the type of player you bring in if you're trying to extract the maximum from the latter stages of Stephen Curry's career. But for a team that has relied on its spacing for years, Anderson historically isn't a clean fit, Iko wrote on August 1st. He's also not a strong rebounder at his position, despite his 6'9" frame. Maybe the Warriors are confident Anderson can return to being a league-average shooter, but I wouldn't bank on it. Per PBP stats, Minnesota was a +8 with Anderson off the floor in the postseason and a -6 with him on, which is a telling sign of a player whose weaknesses seem to be magnified more than his strengths being accentuated. Not saying it can't work, but it looks tricky. Entering his 11th year in the NBA after being drafted in the 2014 NBA Draft, Anderson has put together a great career for a role player. In the 2023-24 season, he appeared in 79 games for the Minnesota Timberwolves, averaging 6.4 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 22.6 minutes per game. His lack of a three-point shot makes him an interesting fit if the Golden State Warriors plan to play him with Draymond Green, but that shouldn't be their plan as they do much of the same things on the court. Anderson, nicknamed Slow Mo for a reason, has the ability to fill most offensive roles due to standing at 6'9" and being able to initiate the offense. Defensively, Anderson's 7'3" wingspan allows him to guard multiple positions. Replacing an all-time Golden State Warriors legend is nearly impossible for multiple reasons. Outside of what Thompson has done as a shooter in his career for the Warriors, he's a veteran who brings a different presence to the locker room. Not having him around will be different, but it's part of the business. With the players they've added, their fits might not be as clear as Thompson's, but if Hield can shoot how he did from three-point range in the 2022-23 season when he shot 42.5% from three-point range on 8.5 attempts per game, there should be a similar feeling to having Thompson on the court. Melton has dealt with injuries the past year and a half, but when he played 77 games in 2022-23, he shot 39% from three-point range on 5.2 attempts per game. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Kyle Anderson? Leave your opinion in the comments.